Hi everybody, Sensei Chris from the Total Movement Combat Dojo. So today what we're going to talk about is the movement called uchi, okay, or inner strike, sometimes called inner block. We don't like using the word block, as I've said before, so what I try and train anybody who's learning with us to use the term strike, and it gives a more positive aspect to the movement, and also if you think about it, movements like this, like this, like this, they're not really natural movements. So it's very unlikely that you will do them in a defensive manner in self-defense. Okay, so movements like that, that's sort of natural, that's a flipped response. Anything sort of like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, they're not natural movements. So it's unlikely that you'll use them in self-defense in a defensive manner. Okay, so I use that term quite carefully because remember, in self-defense, you have both defensive moves and offensive moves. Okay, and offensive is where I'm attacking or striking. So that's why I like to say that the movement is a strike, because these are movements that we're likely to use when we are being offensive, when we are actually striking down. So when you're doing the move, I want you to think that you're striking an imaginary person in front of you as you do the movement. So let's break the movement down slowly. I'm going to face the camera whilst I do this initially. So previously we've done movements where we do a rising strike, a down strike, we do this outer strike. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do this inner strike. And you notice what happened when I did that. The hand that I'm going to use to do the movement, okay, as I step forwards on that side, I bring that hand across my body and then I strike up, okay, and out. And my opposing hand gets pulled back. Okay, so if I do that in reverse, like so. Okay. So, how do I do it? As I move forwards, and there's a number of different ways, and you'll see people do this in slightly different styles depending on the style of martial art that they do. Okay, so I like to keep my free hand or my pulling hand up initially. Okay, so as I come forward, my feet come together almost as I'm stepping. I'm halfway through a step. Hands come across my waistline or my chest line, and as I step forwards, the hand moves up and strikes. Now, if you look, what I did is I came across with a camera angle hitting the edge of my jaw like that. Okay, because that's a really useful position to use this attack in. Somebody has grabbed you, okay, you can strike inwards and up here into the jawline. So think about what you're doing whilst you do the movement. So again, watch, here I come, and up, and up, 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 up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our 5 pattern or a 5 stepping motion to get used to doing this movement. So I move to the side of the shot, I step into my forward stance. As I step forward, I strike, okay? And it's that inner striking motion, okay? It comes from the inside outwards. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I turn, and I go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to finish the shot. 5. And then 2. Do it again once from the front again. Here I come. Going quite slow. Like so. When you've done that, if you look at different styles, you'll see one or two styles move the hand out, or move the striking or the checking hand out in front before they do the movement. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Okay, so from here they'll go like so. Now that's okay, but again, it's important to tell your brain what you're doing whilst you do that. So a number of people that I've come across basically say, as they're doing it, this hand goes out to tell me, okay, where I'm actually hitting or the height that I'm hitting. Okay. Well, obviously this other hand has to do something. It's not just there to tell you where the height of your hit should be. Notice it comes back at the same time as the strike comes in. So this hand drawing back may be grabbing hold of my coat to pull me down into this strike movement. So again, when you're doing your movements up and down, make sure you think about what each of the hands are doing. So sometimes on the forward motion, I'll concentrate on the hitting hand. And then on the back motion, okay, when I turn around, I'll focus on the pulling hand. Okay, so that you can get an idea and get your brain to focus on each one. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to practice 5 times up and down, and then once you've got that going forward, I want you to do 5 times forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I want you to do 5 times backwards. 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody got it? Good. Send us your questions if you have any. Now go try.